What's up YouTube? Danny here from the Fit Mindset Code again with another Fit Mindset topic number 5. And I thought I'd do something just a little bit different. Instead of giving you advice on holistic health and fitness, especially for men over 40, I thought I'd just look at some of the information that I found interesting and informative and helpful whilst I was on my Fit for 50 journey over the last 3 years. So today's topic is going to be who are the best fitness YouTubers. Now I've broken this down into a number of categories, so kind of 6 categories in total, because I'm not just going to give you just the ones that do fitness. I want to look at some other aspects of your holistic approach to your health and well-being, and ones that are kind of just fun to watch. So we're looking at nutritional information, we're looking at functional movement, we're looking at the sort of science behind bodybuilding and muscle adaptation. We're looking at some lifestyle YouTubers as well, because I think it's fun just to see how other people kind of live their life. It might be aspirational, that sort of thing. Then some more detailed stuff, the scientific side of it with form and the sort of precision approach and the disciplined approach to muscle functionality and how that relates to muscle building. And then mindset, something which is very close to my heart, is how you improve and expand your mind. Because I think if we only focus on fitness and nutrition, I think we're missing a large portion of what's important for us to just grow as human beings generally. Okay, right, let's get stuck in. So, and before I actually start with who, and this isn't in any order, but before I start, I'll put all their links to their YouTube sites in the description below. And if you like what I've put up, then please press the like button, subscribe, and hit notifications as well. I want to try and grow this channel just so that, especially for men over 40 who are starting a fitness journey, that's how I'm going to probably present this channel. Generally it's going to be targeted at men over 40 and in their 50s, middle age, and giving them help and advice. So if you're in that category or you know someone in that category, then get them to like and subscribe, and hopefully I can grow the channel in a direction that is going to be informative to them, because I know these guys have helped me. Okay, right, so let's get stuck in again. First one up, no particular order, they're all equally as informative and beneficial, but Thomas DeLauer. So Thomas DeLauer is the self-proclaimed keto expert, the #1 expert with regard to ketogenic diets. If you don't know what ketogenic diets are, keto from a nutritional point of view is a high fat diet. So we're looking at high fats, very low carb or no carbs, and then moderate protein. And then over a process of time you become fat adapted, so then you don't need to rely on sugar for energy, you start using your own body fat. So for the process of fat burning, then fat adaptation is very, very important, because you can actually maximize the amount of fat, body fat that you're using for energy, because that's the only energy store that you're tapping into, or predominantly the store that you're tapping into whilst you're in ketosis. So if you're into looking into nutrition and nutritional plans and diets which elicit fat usage for energy, then one, the ketogenic diet, which I subscribe to myself. I think it's very good. I don't think it's a fad diet. I think it's science-based. So it is one which I think is sustainable, because the foods that you can eat on that nutritional plan, that diet, are sustainable over a long period of time, because they're enjoyable and nice foods to eat. Tends to be things like fish, cheese, meats, salad, vegetables, avocados, nuts, olives, those sort of things. That's predominantly the food groups that you look to eat on a ketogenic diet, and those are sort of foods that I like eating, along with things like bacon. So Thomas DeLauer is very, very good. It does get into some science, gets a little bit technical sometimes, but the majority of his videos are very easy to understand, because he actually one, he understands the science very well, and he explains the science very clearly, so that you actually become more knowledgeable with regard to how your metabolism works when you are looking to get fat adapted. Okay, so number one, Thomas DeLauer, the number one self-proclaimed keto expert on YouTube. Okay, number two. So Athlean X and Jeff Cavaliere, who owns Athlean X. Jeff is a sports science fitness expert. He looks at predominantly functional movement, so your athletic movement as it relates to muscle adaptation. So if you are looking to grow your muscles or become fitter and stronger in a certain area, then he has videos which can really target certain muscle groups, and he tends to use these quite a lot as well. He uses his pens, he draws all over his body, shows you how the muscle fibers work, shows you the directional movement that you should be applying the routine to, so that you get the most bang for your buck when you're actually doing the movements, and making sure that what you are doing is something which is actually useful in your sporting life, in your sporting career. So he relates it all to how athletes move. Okay, really, really good stuff. It's a no bullshit YouTube channel. Love what he does. He's very clear, very precise, and gives good demonstrations and does them himself. He doesn't get somebody else to do them. He puts himself through the routines, and you can see with his shirt off, he's in very good condition for a guy in his mid-40s, I believe. Really, really good condition, and you can see functionally how the movements and the muscles work together, so it really does make sense with regard to the information that he is giving you. It's not based on any sort of fad or any current method or what's new and what's not. He actually deals with well-trodden, scientifically proven workout routines which work with regard to muscle adaptation and hypertrophy, okay, and fitness as well. So yeah, Jeff Cavaliere, Athlean X is very, very good. I've watched him for the last 3 years and got a lot of really, really good information from him. So functional movement and muscle adaptation. Okay, slightly different one here. Jeff Nippard, Canadian guy, very intelligent. All his information is science-based. It's all about the science. So he uses, to support the information that he's giving you, he uses scientific research to underline and underpin everything that he's saying. So he will bring up research that's been done. He'll reference them in the vlogs and in the descriptions as well, so you can go and see the information for yourself. And he basically says that the science says, you know, this happens when you do this, and this is the result, therefore that's probably the best thing to do. He will give you the best muscle movements for which muscles are going to be activated with each movement, and he will use the science behind how those muscles are affected by people putting, you know, athletes through certain tests and routines to see what happens. So Jeff Nippard, really, really good with the science. If you like the technical side, which I do, he's very, very good. Next one, slightly diving into a different area. Really fun guy to actually to watch. Unfortunately, I didn't meet him up at Body Power last year. I'm hoping to go again this year, and I'm going to get into the Rob Lipsett queue, because he seems like a really kind of fun guy. Sort of guy that you could have a decent conversation with. Very, very genuine. Just enjoys life. His is about lifestyle. I mean, got fantastic physique. He's a kind of ex-rugby player, but he really does combine the workout routines and how he gets the physique that he's got with a lifestyle. He's got some other friends that he kind of travels the globe with, comes from Ireland, very easy to listen to, very funny individual as well, and just one which is sort of aspirational really. I've watched him over the last 3 years, and you've seen him grow from being new to the YouTube, trying to make his way to the kind of the big projects that he then gets involved in. He's an athlete which has quite a few sponsors now with some big clothing companies. Yeah, he's an interesting character, very, very funny, very intelligent, and gives you good kind of information on how he started and the kind of trials and stresses and issues that he's had, and how he's got over those, and how he's just kept on going. And he's just I would say just an all-round good guy to watch. His vlogs are very interesting, good edits. Okay, back onto the more technical stuff. MI40 and Ben Pakulski. Ben is a former professional bodybuilder to a very, very elite level, and his YouTube vlogging with regard to the information on form is, I would say, second to none. When you watch his videos and then you implement what he's saying, you can absolutely instantly feel the difference between what you were doing and what he's asking you to do. He is very, very precise on muscle activation, how the muscle is activated by the movement that you're doing, the direction that it's going to go in, and how to elicit the best hypertrophy results, the muscle building results from the exercise that you are trying to perform. He's not about just showing you what he can do in his physique and exercises which are unrealistic because you're looking at weights which are beyond your capabilities. He looks at the form and the function, and the weight is a secondary issue. So he's not about showing off what he can bench press and dumbbell fly or deadlift like some of the YouTubers are. He is all about the form, and if you want to get your form right, then I don't think there's any better YouTube website or YouTube information and his website than Ben Pakulski of MI40, Muscle Intelligence 40 it's called. He does some good collaborations as well with some other fitness experts and gets their point of view. He doesn't think he knows it all. He's very open to kind of getting other information from other people that know more about certain aspects than he does. But what he actually promotes is absolutely top drawer. Really, really good stuff. Been using his stuff this week on my triceps, and the difference is unbelievable. So, last but not least, so we've looked at kind of health and fitness and lifestyle, but the other aspect which I think is important is Brian Johnson, and what he actually promotes is expanding your mind and mindset. Again, something which is very close to my heart, because I think the mind is absolutely key to your development as an individual, and if your fitness and health and well-being goals include mindset development and a growth mindset, then you're in a much better position, I think, to achieve your outcome and learn some new information along the way as well, which I think is very, very important. So Brian Johnson, he's a very personable individual. He does very similar things to what I do. I like his style. It's board, it's information, but basically what he does, he takes a book and he does what he calls philosopher's notes on it. So he makes some notes, so he reads the book for you, and for somebody like me who's dyslexic, that's a big thing that somebody's reading the book for me. He reads the book, he then makes philosopher's notes, he then takes 5-6 key what he calls big ideas, and then presents the big ideas in a similar format to this, and then you can then see whether you think that's something you want to explore further. And then he has another aspect to his business which is called Optimize 101, which kind of goes into a bit more detail, and then he has on his website, you can then pay a subscription where you can get effectively the Optimize 101 lessons, which is him teaching you about the information relating to the book that he's just read, or the principle, the sort of the mindset principle, or you can buy into the philosopher's notes, which is just an expanded version of his read through of the book. So it's like a summarized version, but he presents sort of 5 points prior to the summarized version that you can then have a little look at for free on his YouTube channel. So Brian Johnson is really good. He looks at all aspects of mindset, whether it's sporting mindset growth, whether it's habit forming, whether it is things related to someone's journey in their life and what they've discovered. It's all aspects of sort of the mental aspect of life, sort of sporting, not necessarily biographies, but when people write things about how they've achieved something and they use a certain system, then he looks into those and expands them, like say 5-6 points first of all, which he calls Philosopher's Notes, and then you can then subscribe to get a bit more information. I'd say really good, Brian Johnson. He's one of the people I probably watch the most. Every day I'll probably have one of his YouTube videos up whilst I'm working and just listen. He's very easy to listen to, very clear. He puts his own little spin on the book, how he found it, whether he recommends it, 100% something you have as a must read, or something that he thinks, is just interesting for you to take consideration of. But let's say he's one of my favourites at the moment, and I would highly recommend him to be put onto your list if you want to look holistically at a fitness goal and a fitness journey. Then Brian into this lot with MI40, Ben Pakowski, Rob Lipsett for lifestyle, Jeff Nippard for the science, Athlean X and Jeff Cavalier for the functional movement, and then Thomas DeLauw for the dietary needs and the keto. That as a collective for improving your overall knowledge, I couldn't think of a better group of 6 to be put forward. So they get a massive support and a tick from me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, then please like, subscribe, and then put a comment if you want to know any more information about any of these or any others that I look at. Then please drop me a comment either through Facebook, Instagram, or through this YouTube channel. And then if you've got any topics you want me to look at in more detail, then just let me know. Okay, and remember, it's all in the mindset.